My sister-in-law accused me of theft, but I exposed her husband's secret instead. I uncovered a secret her husband hoped would stay buried, and exposed everything. Would you forgive a family that chose lies over you? You don't realize how different two women can be until you sit across from one who thinks money is a personality. Elise Brantley, my husband's older sister, has never worked a day in her life. She married rich, stayed rich, and makes sure every conversation reminds you of it. Meanwhile, I built my career from nothing. First-generation college graduate, full ride at New York University, moved into UX design, clawed my way up in a tech firm where no one cared where I came from, only what I could do. Elise? She calls what I do click work. The first time I met her, she asked if my earrings were real. The second time, she asked if my car made it up hills. She's not cruel, she's worse. She's charming, blonde. Always smiling, always polished, always landing her insults like feathers, soft and still, somehow bruising. My husband, Trevor, doesn't see it. He grew up with her, sees protective older sister, not calculated condescension. So when his parents invited us to Kiawa Island for a family retreat, just a relaxing week at the beach house, I smiled and nodded, but my stomach dropped. The last time I was in a room with Elise and her friends, I spent half the night explaining what a UX designer actually does and the other half being called relatable. It felt like drowning in shallow water. I think we should go, Trevor said, loading the car the night before. It's important to them. I didn't argue, not because I agreed, but because sometimes you go to the ocean knowing the undertow is real, and still wade in. The beach house on Kiawa was everything I expected. White shutters, manicured palms, too many throw pillows. I could smell the ocean through the open balcony doors, and even the sand seemed curated. Elise greeted us barefoot and glowing. "Finally," she said, kissing Trevor's cheek. "We were starting to think your little road trip turned into a honeymoon." "Not quite," I said, smiling. "The South Carolina highways cured that real fast." Elise didn't laugh. She scanned my outfit, linen shorts and a tank, then turned away without a word. Dinner was fine, rosé, cedar-planked salmon, laughter that felt rehearsed. Hunter, her husband, talked crypto like he was still winning. Trevor stayed close to me, his hand brushing my knee under the table, reminding me that at least one person here knew what real love felt like. The next day, Elise held court by the pool. Everyone was gathered. Trevor's parents, his cousins, a few family friends. Sunlight sparkled off her sunglasses. Then she did it. "Oh, I almost forgot," she said, standing. "Hunter gave me something special." She pulled out a small white box, unlatched the gold clasp, and held up the bag like it was holy. A Hermes Kelly 25, blush pink crocodile gold hardware, rare, ridiculously rare. "Only 5 made in this finish," she said. "Hunter tracked it down for our anniversary." There was a collective murmur. I stayed quiet. Elise turned to me. "You'd love it, Amanda. It's so minimalist." I smiled thinly, beautiful craftsmanship. That night, after a long walk along the shore, I took a nap in the upstairs bedroom while the rest of the group went to a dockside restaurant. I remember locking the door. I remember the sound of waves as I drifted off. I woke up to shouting. I came downstairs to chaos, Elise's voice sharp. "It was right here, right on the dresser." Hunter, looking pale, hands up. "Babe, calm down." Trevor rushed to me. "Amanda, where were you?" "In the room," I said, napping. Elise turned slowly, eyes wide. "You were the only one here?" I blinked. "I guess so. Why?" "The Kelly," she said. "It's gone. It didn't land at first." "You're kidding." Her jaw clenched. "You were the only one inside, Amanda." My mouth went dry. "You think I took your bag?" "I'm not saying anything," she said sweetly. "I'm just stating facts." Hunter added, "It's worth almost $100,000. Someone had access." Trevor stepped in front of me. "You think Amanda stole it? Are you serious?" His mother spoke from the stairs. "Let's not escalate. Let's just search the house." "Search," Trevor shook his head. No one is searching my wife's things. Then how do you explain it? Elise snapped. There was silence. And just like that, I wasn't Amanda anymore. I was a suspect. No one said the words, not directly. But the way Trevor's mother looked at me, like I was something she didn't want to step on in her foyer, said everything. His father pulled Trevor aside near the outdoor grill. I couldn't hear them, but I saw the gesture, palms up, eyebrows raised, the slow shake of the head. I knew that look. It meant, solve this before it embarrasses us further. By the time the sun set, they'd made their position clear. If Amanda has the bag, his dad said carefully, we'll forget this happened. If she doesn't, well, perhaps Trevor should make things right financially. Trevor lost it. I'm not paying for something she didn't take. His voice cracked across the patio like a whip. Plates rattled. One of the cousins stepped back like he was afraid the argument might spill onto him. I won't let you turn this house into a courtroom, Trevor added, eyes flashing. And you're not putting my wife on trial. We left that night, didn't pack, just grabbed the keys and walked out to the car, headlights off, shoes in hand. I watched the house shrink in the side mirror, lights still on, blinds pulled tight. Back at our place, my phone buzzed for hours, texts, voicemails. Just make it right. Why make this a bigger deal than it is? Elise is emotional. Just apologize. I turned it off. It wasn't just that they didn't believe me. It was that they didn't care whether I did it or not. They just wanted it to go away. And in their world, silence from someone like me was easier than truth. The worst part wasn't the silence. It was the slow drip of polite cruelty that came after. Messages from Trevor's aunt. We're sure it was a misunderstanding, but perhaps Amanda should clear the air. His cousin Megan tagged me in a photo from the beach, captioned, "Some people don't belong in saltwater." I wasn't even sure what that meant. I just knew it wasn't kind. I stopped sleeping. Every creak in the apartment sounded like footsteps. Every ping from my phone turned my stomach. I kept waiting for someone to knock. Police maybe, or Trevor's parents with an intervention. Trevor lost weight. He barely ate. I caught him staring at his phone one night, unread texts lighting up the screen. He said nothing, just turned it over. We didn't talk much. There wasn't anything left to say. One night, I opened my laptop to distract myself and found a job posting, a relocation opportunity in Denver. I saved it. Didn't show Trevor, not yet. Then the call came. Private number, I let it go to voicemail. A few minutes later, a text. Amanda, it's Jenna. Can we talk privately? I think I know something about the bag. Jenna, Trevor's second cousin, the quiet one. Always on the edge of family events, never in the drama. I called her back. She sounded nervous, but clear. I think Hunter's hiding something, and I don't want to say more until we meet. Can you come tomorrow? Yes, I said. I didn't ask questions. I didn't even tell Trevor yet, because deep down I already knew. This didn't start with me. Jenna met me at a coffee shop 2 towns over. She wore sunglasses even though it was cloudy and sat with her back to the window. I didn't want Elise to see me, she said, pushing her latte aside. She tracks everyone's Instagram stories. I nodded. My stomach was tight. She didn't take it, Jenna blurted. The bag. You didn't. No, I said, I didn't. She exhaled like she'd been holding that breath for days. I heard it from Katie. She's Hunter's sister's roommate. You don't know her, but she overheard something when Hunter was on speakerphone. He sold the bag, weeks ago, before Kiowa. I blinked. Sold it? I said. But it was there. Elise had it. No, Jenna said. She had the box. He replaced it with a replica, cheap knockoff, told her it needed to be insured and appraised, said he'd get it cleaned before the trip. She took out her phone and scrolled to a screenshot of a text from Katie to Jenna, dated 2 weeks earlier. It's so messed up. Hunter's in deep. Poker stuff again. Sold that Hermes bag, the pink one. Told his wife it was at the spa. I stared at it. Jenna leaned in. He blamed you because it was the easiest way to end the conversation. And Elise didn't know number, but she's too proud to ask questions when it makes her look loved. When I got home, I told Trevor everything. He didn't speak for a long time. Then he stood, grabbed his keys, and said, "We're going to fix this." He didn't say how. The next morning, he met with a private investigator, an old co-worker now freelancing. Within 2 weeks, we had security footage from a designer consignment store in Austin. Hunter walking in with a pink Kelly bag. Bank withdrawal slips, a series of small cash outs from his business account, pawn transaction records under a false name, and finally, a voice memo from Katie confirming she overheard Hunter's call and that he laughed after saying, "If it blows up, I'll just say Amanda took it. Everyone already thinks she's jealous." I couldn't breathe when I heard that. It wasn't just about the bag. It was that they'd all believed it, because it fit the story they'd already written about me. That I didn't belong, that I must want what they had, that eventually I'd show my true colors. I showed Trevor the message. He put his hands on his head and sat in silence for 10 full minutes. "Do we tell Elise?" I asked. "We tell all of them," he said. His voice wasn't angry, and it was calm, and I realized for the first time since Kiowa, Trevor wasn't just standing by me. He was about to go to war for me. They thought it was going to be an apology. Trevor had asked his parents to gather everyone at the house in Austin, to clear the air. Elise came in wearing white, hair curled like it was a magazine shoot. Hunter wore a blazer over jeans, playing the role of misunderstood genius. I wore black, simple, clean, unapologetic. Trevor stood in front of the fireplace. His father poured wine. Elise leaned against the mantel like she was hosting. "I think we can all agree," she began, "that the last few weeks have been complicated." Trevor didn't respond. He just opened his laptop. "I'd like you all to watch something," he said. The screen lit up with security footage, a boutique in Austin. Hunter in full view, handing over a pink Hermes Kelly 25 to a consignment employee. Time-stamped, 2 weeks before the beach trip. Elise's smile faltered. "What is this?" Hunter said, trying to sound amused. Trevor didn't answer. He clicked again. Audio recording, Katie's voice. He laughed, said if it ever blew up, he'd blame Amanda. "Everyone already thinks she's jealous," he said, like it was a joke. Elise went pale. Trevor closed the laptop. "Bank records, pawn slips, fake name transactions," he said. "All here." Hunter stood frozen, then forced a laugh. Okay, I made a mistake." "You accused my wife of theft," Trevor said. "You lied to everyone here, and you humiliated her, with a smile on your face." Elise's voice cracked. "Wait, you're saying the bag was fake?" "No," I said. "I'm saying the one you showed off was a fake. The real one was already gone." His parents stared in stunned silence. Trevor turned to them. "You believed the worst of her," he said, "not because she gave you a reason, but because it was easier, because she didn't come from this." His mother blinked fast. His father tried to speak, stopped. Trevor took my hand. "We're leaving," he said, "and anyone who continues to treat Amanda like she's less than family will lose us both." Elise started to cry, not for me, for herself. Hunter said nothing. He just sat down and stared at the floor. We walked out quietly, no screaming, no plates breaking, just the sound of a lie collapsing under its own weight. Outside, the air felt sharp and clean. Trevor didn't say a word until we got in the car. Then he looked at me and said, "You didn't deserve any of that." And for the first time in weeks, I believed him. They thought it was going to be an apology. Trevor had asked his parents to gather everyone at the house in Austin, to clear the air. Elise came in wearing white, hair curled like it was a magazine shoot. Hunter wore a blazer over jeans, playing the role of misunderstood genius. I wore black, simple, clean, unapologetic. Trevor stood in front of the fireplace. His father poured wine. Elise leaned against the mantel like she was hosting. "I think we can all agree," she began, "that the last few weeks have been complicated." Trevor didn't respond. He just opened his laptop. "I'd like you all to watch something," he said. The screen lit up with security footage, a boutique in Austin, Hunter in full view, handing over a pink Hermes Kelly 25 to a consignment employee. Time-stamped, 2 weeks before the beach trip. Elise's smile faltered. "What is this?" Hunter said, trying to sound amused. Trevor didn't answer. He clicked again. "Audio recording." Katie's voice. He laughed, said if it ever blew up, he'd blame Amanda. "Everyone already thinks she's jealous," he said, like it was a joke. Elise went pale. Trevor closed the laptop. "Bank records, pawn slips, fake name transactions," he said. "All here." Hunter stood frozen, then forced a laugh. Okay, I made a mistake." "You accused my wife of theft," Trevor said. "You lied to everyone here, and you humiliated her, with a smile on your face." Elise's voice cracked. "Wait, you're saying the bag was fake?" "No," I said. "I'm saying the one you showed off was a fake. The real one was already gone." His parents stared in stunned silence. Trevor turned to them. "You believed the worst of her," he said. "Not because she gave you a reason, but because it was easier. Because she didn't come from this." His mother blinked fast. His father tried to speak. Stopped. Trevor took my hand. "We're leaving," he said. "And anyone who continues to treat Amanda like she's less than family will lose us both." Elise started to cry, not for me, for herself. Hunter said nothing. He just sat down and stared at the floor. We walked out quietly. No screaming, no plates breaking, just the sound of a lie collapsing under its own weight. Outside, the air felt sharp and clean. Trevor didn't say a word until we got in the car. Then he looked at me and said, "You didn't deserve any of that." And for the first time in weeks, I believed him. The call came 3 weeks later. Elise. I let it go to voicemail. Her message was short. "I'm sorry, I didn't know. I filed for divorce. I just wanted to say that. If you ever want to talk, I'm here." I didn't answer right away. What do you say to someone who tried to burn you to protect their image? Who believed you were a threat, not because of what you did, but because of what you weren't? Eventually, I texted back, "Thank you, I hope you're okay." Nothing more. Trevor had already accepted the offer in Denver. It was the kind of promotion you don't turn down. And honestly, we needed a new start. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere ours. At the airport, his parents hugged him. His mother said, "You know we love you." He didn't reply. He just hugged her tighter. No one said goodbye to me, and I didn't need them to. The flight was delayed. We sat at the gate in silence, hands intertwined. I looked out at the tarmac and realized something. I wasn't leaving broken. I was leaving whole. They didn't get to define me anymore. Not by what I wore, where I came from, or what I wasn't willing to steal. And Elise, she could live in the ashes she helped create. I had mountains ahead. Denver suited us more than we expected. The air was thin, yes, but something about it felt cleaner, lighter. We rented a 2-bedroom near Cheeseman Park. Trevor biked to work. I freelanced from coffee shops with warm light and quiet music. No one here knew about the beach house. No one whispered the word thief behind their wine glasses. We started over. I planted herbs on the balcony. Basil, rosemary, something that was probably mint but never quite grew right. Trevor built a small bookshelf with his hands, real wood, not IKEA. Some nights we sat with Coco in silence and didn't need to fill it. Elise texted twice, once on her birthday, once on mine. They were polite, I replied politely, that was all. I didn't hate her, I just wasn't interested anymore. Hurt doesn't always leave scars. Sometimes it just closes doors you didn't realize were open too long. The best part? I don't jump at phone calls now. I don't explain my job to people who've already decided it's cute. I say no more easily. I say yes more carefully. I trust quieter now, but stronger. One night, Trevor handed me a mug and said, "I like who we are here." I looked at him. "I like who I am here." He smiled. "I like her too." The city hummed outside. Lights blinked in windows I'd never look into. And I sat back in the chair, exhaled, and let the peace come in. Not perfect and not fairy tale, but fully mine.